Fresh meat.
I really like Skylines. I like this kind of sci-fi stuff. I grew up on that kind of Canadian stuff like Andromeda and Farscape. So,
Oh, awesome.
so you brought in the sequel Beyond Skyland, but this third entry, Skylines, is your film. You're the lead. And it's a very physical role. You get knocked around, you're kicking ass. What was the training regimen for this?
I didn't really do anything. It was funny because, you know, we didn't know the movie was happening until maybe 2.5 weeks before I left LA to go to Lithuania to film. It was kind of like the movie was, you know, it was happening like in January, and then all of a sudden, like in March, it's like, it's not happening. So, and then end of April, it was like, it's on, it's back on, it's happening. So, you know, I didn't really have that much time to prepare or really, you know, do anything different. But I will say, like, you know, over the time over like my career, I was on a show called 100 for 7 years and 7 seasons. And it's very much like another adventure, post-apocalyptic sci-fi show. And so we did a lot of stunt sequences there, but spoiler, my character actually becomes paralyzed in one of my legs. So I was benched for a lot of those physical aspects of the show. And, you know, I just was incredibly jealous. I just thought like the stunt fighting was so cool, and it was awesome. I just wanted to do it. So in like the 4th season, I just went on my own and picked up Thai kickboxing, Muay Thai, and just started training on my own and learning, and really kind of fell in love with it. Like, it, you know, it's a sport, but it's a martial art. And I was just really, really intrigued by all the, like, the complexity it has. And, you know, I think it's important for all women to know how to throw a proper punch and feel like they can defend themselves. And also, I felt like, you know, you kind of carry yourself a little differently when you know, if, you know, there's something to happen, you know what to do and you know how to move. And I thought, and I like to play, I'm drawn to a lot of roles of a lot of, you know, female strength. And I think it's important for them to have that energy about them. And it was something, you know, there's lots of times in my life I felt defenseless or scared. And it was like, you know, I don't want to feel that way anymore. I want to feel confident and I want to feel strong. And to me, working out was always that for me. And, you know, I lift a lot of weights for my workout regimen, which I know a lot of women don't love doing, but I think I enjoy it because it gives me a sense of strength that some other workouts don't. And I feel that just that energy I like to bring to my roles. So, you know, I do a lot of the kickboxing, I do a lot of weightlifting, I love running, and I love Pilates for like the core work and just connection to your body. So I do a lot of different things. I don't do that much now after the pandemic. I've slowed down a lot. But, you know, when I'm embodying a character, I think a lot about their internal mechanism and how they, the energy inside them. And like Rose, you know, she has this strength inside of her, this literal alien power and strength in her. So I wanted to always feel like I could access that. But also, you know, in the beginning, she's struggling with it. So and then of course she then finds she's able to tap into it and find her true self. So it was like, you know, I want to find a way, what makes me feel powerful. And a lot of it is, you know, from working out and moving my body in that way, in a very strong way, makes me feel powerful.
I was going to say, it comes across on screen. The first thing I noticed was just like how natural it looked. You know, sometimes you can tell when half the actor or actress is a stunt double. You can kind of see when things are cut.
Yeah.
That's why I assumed you trained so well, because it was very clear to me that you know, you're in this shape. So I mean,
thank you.
Congratulations.
I wish we had more time. And I watched it and I was like, man, we were able to pull, like, we had an amazing stunt team too. And I did have a stunt girl. It wasn't all me. All the flips, that's not me. Natalie Walsh, she's awesome. But, you know, we had this amazing stunt team from Germany. And I'm always like, man, like what we were able to pull off. And, you know, we had very little rehearsal time. I'm always like, man, next movie, we could do something even better, you know?
Well, that brings me to my next question, because you're talking about like getting into the headspace. So
Mhm.
obviously, Skylines is a very effects-driven film, and I actually think it's very ambitious as well. But what I really respect, and I think kind of gave it a sort of cadence, was that you guys used like kind of semi-practical sets, because you have
Mhm.
uh,
Mhm.
the beast, the not the B sides, but the outtakes at the end and the credits, and I
Japan.
was like, oh, a
Yep.
lot of it was more real than I thought. But
Mhm.
as a movie like this, it is still effects driven. Like, how do you act against something that isn't there? How do you get in that sort of headspace? And I guess, did director Liam McDonald privy you to any sort of like design or artwork prior to the set, or was it all just, we have something in mind, good luck and go with it?
That one. The second one. Yeah, you know, I wasn't part of the production design or anything before it, but you know, but I had seen Beyond Skyline, and I was like just blown away by the effects of Beyond Skyline and how great it looked and how great the aliens looked, and just kind of like, you know, what they were able to make. I just was really impressed by it. So I felt like I was in good hands, but you know, you're absolutely right. Green screen is just a whole different beast, and you know, it was an interesting challenge for this film because like every time I read a script, I kind of imagine the movie in my mind, and I so I'm watching this amazing movie, reading the script, and I'm just and it's like I see everything, I see the set, you know, I see the alien planet, I see my alien brother, and I'm like, yeah, cool, this is awesome. And then I forget, oh, that's not real. And I get to set and it's green screen, and a guy in a suit. And they can't react to you. So, you know, it was this really interesting challenge of like, okay, I got to make this as real for me as possible. And this is what I got to work with. But it really just brought me back to basics and, you know, using your, you know, your imagination as you would as a child. And it's really, you know, I think as we get older, we kind of forget to tap into that. But, you know, this movie forced me to, and it was really rewarding. And, you know, basically the movie I made in my mind is way better than Skylines 3. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Skylines 3 is way better than the movie in my mind. But it was this, yeah, it was a really creative challenge, which it made me feel very fulfilled as an actor. Like I really felt like I got to flex my creativity with it, you know, because I had to.
But I do like how this ends and this sort of tease of a next adventure. So without spoiling it for anybody who's going to be watching this,
Mm-hmm.
do you guys have an idea for a fourth? Is there a roadmap? Would you be willing to do it if so? Or is it more, we'll see how things go after the movie's released?
I mean, Liam's been texting me every other day. Liam is a machine. He literally, one of the best things about him is he'll be inspired by something and then he just goes and makes it. You know, like I'll be inspired by something and I'll sit on it for years and I'm still thinking about things. I'm like, I don't know. Liam just goes. So, you know, we were screening Skylines. I think we were in the first couple of the festivals we were in, and Liam was like, I already have ideas for the fourth. And you know, we end in this really kind of great place to where we definitely can expand and go on for the fourth. And Liam always says Skylines forever. So we can, but we also end in a place where it could end there, and we could just, you know, always wonder what happens. But I personally think there's more story to tell. And I think, you know, now, as you see in the end, like Rose really went through her last transformation. And so, you know, the next one, we get to see Rose I would think in a much different place, in a much different like position of herself and in the world. So I think that'd be a really interesting story to tell. I'd want to watch it. So
I will thank you for your time. I do really appreciate it. Skyline comes out this Friday. It's a fun movie. Everybody should go see it.